The Icons of Real Estate Podcast. Are you ready to learn the proven money-making secrets from top-producing Icon agents? Ready to skyrocket your business? This podcast is for you. Tune in every week and find out how to implement proven strategies to 10 times your business. From $3 million to $30 million in just 12 months. Brought to you by the Masters in Real Estate Marketing, Arter SEO.
Welcome to the Icons of Real Estate. I'm Tim Calloway. We have two very special guests for you today from the great state of Michigan. We have LaShawn Peterson and Towanna Jackson from eXP Realty. How are you?
We're well. Thank you so much for having us. We're excited about the conversation today.
Awesome in Michigan. It's a beautiful day. Gotta love that.
Is it a beautiful day? Y'all can be honest. Is it snowing? Is it cold?
No, the sun is shining.
Sun shining, and that's all you can hope for in a Michigan winter.
All right.
Yeah.
So I have to know, between the two of you, and both of you can answer this separately, were y'all like young children tugging on your parents' legs saying, hey, I want to be a realtor one day? Is that how this story goes? Because everybody does that, right? There's got to be a story. We all fell into real estate. I need to hear y'all's story.
So I kind of got into real estate. I was in there like when I was younger, playing around, I guess, with my parents. We had a couple of I wouldn't say playing, but we had a couple of, my father had 3-quarter houses, which are drug rehab houses in Pontiac. So I would help them with those. But originally I got into real estate as an agent because I was home and I was a supportive spouse, cooking and cleaning every day. And I was super bored with it. And LaShawn was like, you should do real estate because you have a great personality. And I did it. And I fell in love with it. Yeah. So it was a suggestion from her because she was an agent back in the 90s, but would end up switching her career to go into IT.
Oh, wow. We got to hear that story.
I have a long story and I have a short story. So real estate has home ownership and buying homes have always been, something that that has always been a part of my life. Because I remember when I was like 5 years old, when my grandfather had a big party because he burned the deed to his house. So back in the 70s and 60s, it was really a celebration when you paid off your mortgage. And I remember the family coming over. We had a big barbecue and it was a big celebration that he had paid off the mortgage, and they burned it in a fire, and it was just it was a moment that has stayed with me my entire life. And I was like, oh my God, my grandfather was so happy, my grandmother was so proud, the neighbors were there. It was something to be very proud of. And so as 5-year-old me, homeownership was instilled in me right at that moment.
That's an awesome story, by the way. It really is an awesome story,
Yeah.
Yes. So as a teenager, going through some housing insecurities and then getting married at a young age. And I remember telling my husband at the time, like, we have a family, we have to buy a house. And we did that and we didn't know anything. We didn't know anything about buying a home. So the process for us was very difficult and it was disrespectful, to say the least, because they didn't teach us anything. Looking back on the experience now, it was no dignity in it. We were treated really poorly. We waived a lot of our rights, like to inspections and things of that nature, because we didn't know what we were doing. But we did get the home, and it became a home to our children for, we stayed there in that particular home for like 12 years. My kids think it was the best time of their lives. They're well adults now with homes of their own now, but if you ask them what was their favorite place to live, they would say that home. So once I got that security and I started wanting other people in my family to feel it and my friends to feel it. So I was selling houses and getting people to buy homes, even though I wasn't in real estate. So in the late 90s, I was changing careers and I decided to get licensed. But I was into my IT career, so I had to choose between IT and real estate. And if you remember, like in the 90s, Y2K, all that, real estate was
IT was hot.
IT was hot.
Y2K, we're all gonna die.
So IT was hot. So I chose the IT path, and I worked in IT for over 25 years. And it was great for me. It was great for my children. But real estate was still part of me. I was still buying homes, helping people buy homes, not getting paid for it. So
Free money for somebody.
Yeah.
Free money for somebody.
Absolutely.
Yes. So when I met Tawanna, and when I got to know her and she got bored, I was like, you would make a great realtor.
Happily ever after, selling homes ever
Happily
since,
ever.
and getting paid, and not
Yes.
letting somebody else get paid.
Yes.
And LaShawn, you're not alone. You're not alone. You know how many people started that way? Like, I was helping people buy houses. I spent 2 years, 5, 6 different houses, and you start doing the math on it, and you're like, you gave up commission on 20 houses probably, that really added up, make a big difference in people's lives, right? So I always, especially with eXP, that has so many opportunities for people just getting into real estate. Would you two not agree that eXP's got to be one of the best places, even if you're starting out? You don't have to be $100 million producer, right? If you're just starting out, it's a great place. There's so many tools that you probably both know that aren't available to you elsewhere.
So it was a funny thing. When I heard of eXP originally, it wasn't many agents in Michigan. And a friend of ours was like, hey, have you ever heard of this company called eXP? I was like, no, we're going to Keller Williams. So it was just like, no, we haven't heard of them.
Keller Williams. Yeah.
I heard of them, and she was like, okay, I'm gonna go to Keller too, but this eXP thing, we got to check that out. And I was like, all right, girl, whatever. So we started in our career. And then she called again, and she's like, oh my God, our market center might be shutting down. I'm like, what are you talking about? She was like, well, the guy, he's like the biggest team here, Tawanna, he's gone and he's leaving for eXP. I'm like, that eXP thing again? So at the time he left, and when he left Keller, he took a lot of people with him. So I was like, hey, so what would make people give up their career like that? Yeah. And we were hustling, we were going through it. I just thought that's how real estate was. You gave so much of your money away. I'm like, this makes absolutely no sense. I see why there's so many brokers out here, right?
Yeah.
And that's the first thing that kind of caught us. Hey, it's only an 80-20 split at eXP. I was like, oh, tell me more,
Right.
So we start investigating the model, and then you learn about all the training. We were already producing. I was like, I don't need, they were like, oh, it's like 80 hours in here. I don't have 80 hours of my day,
Right.
my week. I got stuff to do, And so, but as we became more as an attractor and start having people come with us, that training came in handy. There's a lot of new agents, like just go in the eXP world, and they will come back, like, oh, okay, no, they taught us how to do that. I just need you to tell me this part. So I was like, eXP was doing a good job with the training. So as a new agent, like fresh off the block, if you get a great sponsor, you'll be able to just navigate through all of the training that they offer. Not just the training, like the staff and the support. I don't think I've ever ran into anyone on the support staff side that had a problem answering any questions that I've ever had with them.
Yeah, that's fantastic. It amazes me the night and day difference there can be. And I'm not going to say KW or Remax or anybody else.
Right.
But it amazes me how some, the ones that used to wear the gold jackets, I'll say those guys, they could be light years behind sometimes. I talked to folks in Topeka. I don't know, I'm picking a city, right? Heartland of America, Topeka, Kansas, with Century 21. And they may be the average age of a realtor is about 55 years old in America. And they may be that 55, and I'm right there. And I'm like, they're like, oh yeah, we send gift baskets and we walk around, and and I was like, yeah, I remember that in 1992,
Right.
There is another way. And they're just like, well, we don't really adhere to that. And I was like, well, okay. So, there's a large, what I would call swath of people from different ages that really don't take advantage of a lot of the technologies and a lot of the information sharing is what I like to call it, right? eXP is
Absolutely.
so good about information sharing amongst agents, right? Like what works
Yes.
for me should work for you. Let's try this. Where it used to be, don't tell them what we're doing. You know,
Yes.
we're doing 50 million this year, 100 million, but don't tell them how we did it. Don't tell them that we handled divorcees, you know, or whatever it might be. You know, there's so many different verticals you can handle. So yeah,
Mhm.
eXP is a breath of fresh air when it comes to that. So we talked about, you know, how the two of you kind of got started. Let's talk about today. Are the two of you solopreneurs? Do you have a team? I did see you had quite a team on your Facebook page. I mean,
Yes.
that looks like a lot of folks. So tell me about your team and how you manage it.
So we are, I think as of today's count, we are a team of 17.
Okay.
We have an admin, we have a transaction coordinator, and along with Tawanna and ourselves, 15 agents. We started the team, I believe we organized in June of 2022. So we're like 6 months old. So we're a newer team. But outside of our team, we have a collaboration which is comprised of independent and agents and teams. And the collaboration started out as Tawanna and I downline and down, but we have since invited out, like we call them lone wolf EXP agents without a family, or
Right.
orphan agents, or that's just out there by themselves that's in the area, because no one should be alone. So they
Right.
are more than welcome to come and collaborate with us. And we do inside of the collaboration, we train, we mentor, we coach, we give them what they need to be successful. So the collaboration itself, we have weekly classes, we have a workspace where you can come and work and meet your clients and things of that nature. So yeah, so we provide that. And out of the collaboration, as Tawanna and I grew as realtors, we decided that we needed a team. First, we took on a buyer's agent, and she was pretty busy. And so we was like, okay, well, let's start a team. And because at the time, Tawanna's cousin was with us, and she was like the third member of the team, but she suddenly passed away on us last year.
Oh,
And
sorry to hear that.
so that was really devastating for us. So we had to take a couple of steps back to
Right.
deal with that, because she was a part of what we were building. So for a moment, we had to decide, that we really want to go on? But she would have wanted us to. And we moved on, and we started the team. And it has been an amazing experience for us. It's something, we're still in the infancy stage of it. Our realtors, they're performing, they're learning, they're growing, and we're very, very proud of them, so.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love the team structure.
Yeah.
It's helping transition us from being just real estate agents into more leadership positions. So I think it's developing us as well. As of course we develop them. I think they're doing well. They've been closing. We
Nice.
celebrate the closings. We party. So we learn.
As you should, right? As you
Yeah.
should. I mean, we should celebrate all the wins for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're really big on celebrating in our collaboration, celebrating, encouraging, recognizing, because if we don't clap for ourselves, who's going to clap for us? So we're real big on that.
Hey, can I
Mhm.
keep that and put it on your thumbnail for your show? I'm going to put that on your thumbnail right there. If no one else is going to clap for you or something, I'll figure it out. Go back and listen to it. But little things
Yes.
like that I think you should live by that for sure.
Yes.
Absolutely. We make sure we clap for our agents. We have a big celebration we do at the end of year, our holiday party. We've been putting that on for the last 2 years with eXP. And it is put on by the icon agents that are in the collaboration. So it's 5 of us now. 5.
Yeah, we pay for
Nice.
it. We do
So
it. We get it done.
We get it done. We figure
Get
it
it
out,
done.
and we present We present everyone with trophies. We have like Rising Star, Queen of the Leaderboard, or King. We have like we have the icons, the cappers. We celebrate everybody because it's a little difficult in Michigan to get those big numbers, those $40 million, $20 million sales.
Oh, come on. Come on.
Our average sales price is 160,000
in the city. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. I was like, well, I've been to I've been in 2 weddings in the Detroit area. And got some houses up there. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Beautiful.
For sure.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the future a little bit. If we want to put on our prognostication hats and see if we can't predict the future a little bit. But what does the future look like? Like your 1, 3, and 5-year plans and goals? What do those look like right now?
Oh, so the 1-year goal, of course, is to get the team all the way trained, more productive. Of course, we have a team goal of 40 million this year. And the team has really taken that up, and they are like running with that daily. I see them out here posting on social media. LaShawn's big with that's one of her first classes is branding and marketing. That you come into and you go into business planning and things.
Mega icon team is goal 1.
Goal 1. So we always put our goals out there and shoot for the stars, as I say. Next, we are opening a commercial division, a commercial part of Team Peterson Jackson. So that should be coming around, fingers crossed, in February. But we'll have our a sole commercial agent versus someone who's in and out. We'll say, oh, I'm doing residential and I do commercial. No, we're doing commercial. So we're going to concentrate on doing that and trying to make a space where we have been kind of kicked out a little bit, where African Americans can't really get a foothold in commercial. We're going to try to, change that.
Right.
And as far as 5-year goals, what do we have for those? I want to move to Florida.
Come on down.
Not full time because I love Michigan, but it would be nice to be able to, have both what we can do.
What you should do, this is my opinion, this is my 30 years experience. You should recruit agents in Florida.
Okay.
Because you said something earlier that resonated in my ear. There are so many orphan agents in Florida because let's face it, 300,000 people a year move to Florida, right? I mean, it's just the way it is. And so that means there are a lot of agents that pop up that come from other areas and or get into the business because Florida real estate's pretty hot, and I hope it cools off because I'd like to buy some things myself. But the point is, it's always a really hot area, but there are a ton of orphan agents in Florida that aren't that hard to recruit. I mean, you get the word out there and you contact them and they'd be like, I'd love to get into an organization that would show me how to do this right. Because there's a lot of agents, this is every state though, guys. This is every state. It's not just Florida doing it wrong. Y'all know that. Y'all know that.
Yeah.
I would definitely recruit because you know why? Then it gives you an excuse to come down to Florida and write it off.
Yes. We have we did that in Houston, and we thought that we would that Texas would be our second home, but we didn't bond with Texas like we thought we would.
Right.
So, but the Houston, they have taken off.
That's my hometown.
What? We love it there.
Yeah,
I love it there. We have a home there, but I love it there. But it's not. We
like water.
We like water. We like Florida more. We like the beaches.
Yes.
And Houston area, they got a beach, but it ain't like Florida.
Galveston is no beach. I'm sorry, because I know I'm going to have listeners go, oh, I can't believe you said that. I grew up there. I can say anything I want. My show. But my point behind that is you're right. I mean, here you can go from Pensacola when you get into the state all the way down to the beaches, and it's beautiful beaches, and all the way back around. You don't have a bad beach, man. You go to Galveston or any of that area, water's dirty, brackish. It's just not.
All the oil wells out there.
I'm like, what is this? What's going on?
Right. Why?
And we're from the
anybody
Great
even talk
Lakes,
about
so
this?
we have all the Great Lakes around us. Where our
Right.
county that we live in have lakes. You can just drive down the street and go fishing if you
Mhm.
want. So
And
we need that.
yeah, I would definitely, as many people as do come to Florida, but you should look at recruiting in Florida or setting up something in Florida for sure. Great state. I
Definitely.
have people I work with on a regular basis that live here in Florida, but they have teams in Minnesota, they have teams in Michigan, teams all
Mhm.
over the place. So not uncommon to always have some sort of Florida exposure for sure.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how would someone get in touch with either one of you if they were looking to list, if they were looking to buy, or maybe join your team?
So, like I said, LaShawn teaches our brand marketing. So everything with us is at Team Peterson Jackson.
Okay.
That's it. Facebook, Team Peterson Jackson, Instagram at Team Peterson Jackson, TikTok at Team Peterson Jackson. I manage that one. It's funny. I like it.
Okay, I'm gonna have to see that. I love TikTok.
And
I don't care how old I am. I love TikTok.
I love TikTok too. I learned so much.
I know. In 15 seconds, look how much I learned.
Yes.
I try to stay away. I don't need another social media addiction.
And then we have
Just until the next.
I'm Towanna Peterson Jackson on Facebook and LaShawn Peterson Jackson.
Awesome.
So definitely inbox us. I'll answer. I usually answer within the hour. You can give us a call at 248-270-2956. You can email us team, TEAM, at tpj.homes.
Last thing I'm gonna say, and this is sometimes throws people off, but I don't think it'll throw you two off for sure. I always like to say you're the hit and I'm the DJ, right? I'm just spinning the hit records and y'all are the hit. So take us out, the last minute here, last minute or two, you can share the time, take as much time as you like, but give me a good word, whatever on your mind, your heart, your soul, whatever you feel like maybe the audience needs to hear.
If you are looking to start your real estate career, choose someone that's going to have your best interests at heart, that's going to want to see you grow, and that's going to that don't mind how big you get or how small that you want your business to be. They're going to encourage you either way. If you want to be the biggest real estate agent in the United States, they're going to encourage you to be the biggest real estate agent in the United States. If you just want to make some money, to travel, or to fund your hobbies, they're going to support you in that way as well. But make sure that you choose someone that's going to get behind you and your goals.
I love it.
It's always the same thing that I leave with, not just new real estate agents, but just established real estate agents. Sometimes we get into this rut where we can't, we're not going to learn anymore, and we're just working our way through it, and we forget that we hold a lot of power with this real estate thing. Like, people are really coming to us with their life savings. People have dreams, they have goals. It is our responsibility to become educated in those new laws that are coming out, educated in the market. Know what you're selling, commit to it. This is not just our hustle, this is our career. This is something that we should be looked at like a pillar of the community, because we're helping the community. LaShawn and I are really big on community involvement, not just from a business standpoint, because if we're selling in these areas, I want them to look good. So if I'm bringing families here, what can I do to enhance the community that we're serving? And so we try to do that through educational opportunities to make sure, hey, you're not just buying a house, but you're buying into this neighborhood. So get your, don't just stop and say, oh, I got to do 10 CE hours this month. Pick something else up. Learn a little bit about the craft, learn what we're doing out here, and then be consistent. Consistency will make you successful. All the money and stuff will come after if you're consistent with your craft.
I love it. That's great sage advice. Team Peterson Jackson, Southfield, Michigan, eXP. Thank you so much for being on the program. I look forward to catching
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, I want to catch up the next 3, 6, 9 months, see how things are going.
Absolutely.
And enjoy the rest of your week. It's a happy Monday, and y'all have a good one.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having us anytime.
You're welcome.